All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer with Brandman Brandon and Brian the Grizzly right over here.
What
What's
up,
up, guys?
guys? Yeah.
Chilling.
so, yeah, so another Monday we got through, but luckily, before Mondays come, we get the great pleasure to watch an amazing show, The Last of Us. Episode 4 happened this past weekend.
And you know what? The best thing in the world is like a Christmas present. I was like, wait a minute. So Super Bowl Sunday, I don't have to wait till Sunday to see episode 5? I could get it Friday?
Dude, that's my Friday night after work for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, amazing. I mean, like I get to get episode 5 because literally I wait all day Sunday. I'm like, it ain't on yet. Damn it, ain't on yet. Damn it.
Oh yeah, I wait hand and foot.
Yeah, it's definitely at least we don't gotta wait until Sunday.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. All I care about on Sunday is obviously the game and the commercials and what movie trailers they're going to show.
And that's good. I don't have to focus on anything else because I'll probably be too drunk to really enjoy it. Just being honest, I'll probably be too drunk. You know.
I was so happy they announced that. That's gonna be great. Because it's gonna pick up right where episode 4 left off. Like it's gonna just be a straight continuation, which is great. Episode 4 kind of picked up with them still traveling. They're trying to get to Wyoming to meet up with Tommy, the brother. Yeah. So some cool things, some cute scenes and stuff like that. But then once they hit Kansas City, was it Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City, which is weird. So instead of going to Pittsburgh, which we thought was right, it's Kansas City, which I thought was really, really weird because from Maryland to Pittsburgh, that makes a lot of sense, right? From Maryland to Kansas City is a long, long way.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, we got
House of Nerd Show. What's up? How you doing, man? We're gonna talk about this next episode. I want to know what you think about it next time, Sergio. We really need to get him on the show. We really need that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll get you on pretty soon.
We'll be you, man. You expect one tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So before we get into like the main part of it, just what did you guys think about episode 4 as a whole? Any parts?
The one easily probably my favorite. This show would have easily fell flat or failed if they didn't get the right actors to play off each other for Joel and Ellie. I think everyone around here is familiar with the game. That was very, very vital. They absolutely crushed that. I love the it really gives off that desolate kind of that desolate bleak vibe that the games gave off. It captured that. It's treating it with respect. I love how it's this is proving that with the right people involved, video game adaptations, quality video game adaptations are definitely possible. I think I'd be happy to see other ones go this medium of TV series as long as they do them right like this. If we get kind of more Last of Us and like a little less Halo series, I loved it, and it had its fair share of tense moments. When they end up in Kansas City, that was great. It definitely held my attention. I have my phone in the other room every episode.
Nice.
Yeah, you put everything else away. I always wait till the girls asleep. I lock my door. I'd say, "Don't talk to me for an hour." Nothing. That's the boogeyman comes to get you himself. Don't come get me.
Nice. You scare him to death. But yeah, it's definitely a time where like I don't focus on anything else. Like I think I grabbed my phone for a second and looked at it and instantly regretted it because like nothing major happened, but something like somebody made a gasp and I like looked. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, shit, put that phone away. What the hell? But yeah, it's
honestly as far as episode 4. I mean, not a lot was happening. I knew they had to do a lot of setup. It's just a lot of things didn't make sense to me. So, like, first of all, we talked about the whole Pittsburgh, Kansas City thing, and then I thought about Kansas City. I was like, why the hell would they have to go through Kansas City? Who has to go through Kansas City to do anything? Like, you could, like, it didn't make any sense because you could go around Kansas City. Like, that's what it didn't make any sense. Like, if you're watching the map, you look at the map, you're like, let's go up this route to go right through. But I mean, I knew they had to hit a city somehow. I did enjoy Ellie and Joel's, dynamic. You start to see the building of a relationship, but also love the fact that what Joel's like, hey, he was talking about the people that are family to him, and he talks about who's like family to them, and he calls her cargo.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, it kind of sets up like the ultimate change of everything, and this episode started that. It started that connection that they get where like kind of father daughter kind of thing.
Stupid, joke book.
Yeah. So and it's funny because it's dad jokes, and Pedro Pascal is known to be this like daddy kind of character that he always plays. So I thought that was pretty funny. Or some comments. Daniel said, "I'm glad they finally really started diving into the social dynamic of them really trying to get to know each other." Yep, because it is a crucial part of the story. Exactly. And we got Knox in the house. What's up? Said after episode 3, I was sure that they were going to be the most heartbroken I've been. Yeah, but then I remember Henry and Sam. Yeah, I really I'm excited yet scared. I wonder if they will have a different fate. Yeah, no, it could.
I don't think they're going to have a different fate. I think it's going to break our hearts way more. Those two, oh my gosh! And it's like, it's funny because I saw the guns. I was like, yes. My wife was like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, you already do. And Andy said, "The Last of Us, episode 3. Do you really want to tell me that's 10 miles west of Boston?" Stephen King tweet.
Oh man,
that's funny. Hilarious. That's why. Is that an actual Stephen King tweet? That's funny.
That's it makes. I mean, it made no sense at all. But yeah. But you needed to spend belief. This was the things are going.
Yeah. Definitely. The jokes were corny, goofy, funny jokes. But yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I got a little upset because I was like, Joel knows all this stuff. He's like really like knowledgeable in a little bit of everything. He's like really good. But then it was like, you get off the expressway. You're telling me like you just can't keep it to the left of you, like what? I was like, how'd you get so lost? Like, you don't need a map to know it's like, hey, right here's the expressway, and it's gonna stay here.
No. That was such a father daughter thing. When you get off the expressway, all you gotta do is tell me where the expressway is. Just tell me it's right over here because I gotta go 3 blocks over here. Just tell me what's going on. And she loses it. I've been in the car for 2 days, and they start arguing. Yeah. That's a big daddy daughter thing. It really is. Trust me.
I mean, I will give it to her. It's like she hasn't been in a car, and you wanted to read a map. I was like,
these are lines. What lines? Yeah. What does this mean?
Yeah. He's like, look at the smaller map. You go, what smaller map?
I'm like, if that was the case, Joel, you could at one point in time looked at the map because there's no other cars on the road. You could have traced out where you're going to go. And said, we're just going to avoid all major cities.
Yeah.
Like
that I didn't get.
He says like, that's why I didn't understand the whole Kansas City thing. Well, I saw the afterwards. And it's the only thing that made sense to be in Canada. It looked more like, a city in Canada. So Kansas City was a good choice for them. But it just didn't make any sense. Like avoid all blockages. Like, or when I saw a blockage going and I saw the road clear, I was like, why did you just run into the truck? Like trying to do a ramp. Just do something.
Like Need for Speed video game.
Like I'm not going to go into the city where I know people are. It just made no sense at all. So
yeah. Also, like, I don't know. I just felt like Joel wasn't smart in that moment, which is contrary of who he is. Like he's very cautious. He's very like he guesses himself. And it's like, first of all, you look under and it's wide open. You're like, okay, somebody set that truck here. Like what's on the other side? Once I come through the tunnel, like they're like somebody's doing something that's not like oh, this truck just didn't happen to be here. Like, no, they put it there. You know, so it's like, so whatever going forward could be a trap. Fuck it, we'll waste an hour. We'll go back around. Like,
and he's done it before.
Yeah,
he's done the same.
He's been on the other side.
So, like, how did you not see that coming?
Yeah, that was a little disappointing, but you know, it's stuff that happens to push the story. I mean, I don't know for you guys, but it didn't ruin anything for me. It was kind of like, because as soon as you're like, oh, come on, dude, and then it was just like right into like crazy action and like all the stuff going on. So it wasn't.
I feel like this was the first episode that actually had a problem with some of the stuff, the way they did it.
Yeah,
this is the first episode that I could say that this didn't make any sense. Why are you doing this? That just doesn't make sense logically, because everything that I feel like they've changed so far from the game, they changed and made it better, made sense to change. It's adding to a character. It's adding to the story. This just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I don't know. Any parts that you didn't quite like, Brandon?
I definitely agree on, like some of the decisions that Joel made. Considering we're kind of contradictory, considering what kind of character we've seen him as over the past couple episodes, for sure. I think that when they ended up in Kansas City, it kind of it was a little jarring for me, and I think that was kind of the point. But just kind of how like the whole like tonal shift and them kind of finding themselves pretty much in the middle of the war zone. I knew that was coming, but at the same time, I think the way that they handled it just felt a little out of nowhere, and I think I think that's the point, but at the same time, I had kind of mixed feelings on the execution of that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Like somebody who's just so smart makes a very obvious dumb move. You know, it's not even like oh shit, I messed up. It's like no, that's just not
stupid.
Who you are.
You just drove off the road and you didn't put a fire out just because you thought that far ahead. Yet you're gonna go through the main city. Like
I didn't even think about that. It was like 2 minutes before they're like, we can't put a fire. You know, like it's gonna draw attention, and then this is like, oh, we're gonna drive a nice shiny pickup truck right through the city. Like what?
Where we know people are living. We know, you know, and it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, it didn't ruin it. But
you need a Sam and Henry anyway, so you need to figure out a way for them to get to a major city. You needed to figure. I mean, unless they, hey, if we don't go this way, they could have said something simple as, if we don't go this way, we're gonna miss all the gas stations. There's no gas stations on this route. We need to come. We have to go this way. Unfortunately, there's nothing for the next 200 miles. We don't want to get stuck in the Rocky Mountains. We don't want to get stuck in something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have said that, but it is what it is. I don't want to harp on it too much because there's so much more that happens in this.
There really is. So before we get on to some of the other stuff, so Daniel said, I like how Sam and Henry Sam and Henry have more of a story with the hunters, as they are actively been sought for instead of just trying to find their way out of the city. Give their characters more purpose. Which I'm kind of curious, like what did Henry do? They kind of hinted at a little bit, but I was like I want like more details, which I think we're gonna get more details on it.
No, and I'm glad that they just wasn't this military coming after them. Now they know they gave them the humanize, they gave them a face, they gave them reasons to be coming after them, and I thought that was cool. Yeah,
but it just also like proved like oh, the military is just not a bunch of a-holes. It's also just regular people who want to be the military. It's like It's always like the group that wants to be in charge is always just becoming Nazis.
Militant people, that's what it is. And it just works out. The storyline didn't work out very well.
And then Knox said, I don't think the magazine scene in the game I didn't like the magazine scene. In the game, it was funny because of Bill and Ellie's banter. And she took stuff to almost spite him. And also you can laugh imagining Bill searching for it. Okay, that is kind of funny.
Yeah, that's exactly. I like that.
Yeah, but I think in the show it wasn't too bad. It was super quick.
It was very But I mean, you had to because you gave that entire episode to them. So I mean, I understood. Understood. I mean, and when you given that much to it, you've done enough for the character. I thought that was good.
Yeah. She said also after the tender story of episode 3, their last reference to Bill is him having a dirty magazine. It's a little off to me. No.
It was funny when he said why are all the pages being stuck together?
Yeah. I mean, wait, we're just assuming it's Bill's. What if it's Frank's? You know what I mean? Like, you know. So I mean, probably was Bill's, but still.
Most likely.
Yeah. And he said, I think they set the gas as the reason during the siphon scene. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I guess you can't waste a lot of gas because he's like, because the gas is so like bad at that point because it's been sitting for so long. So
it takes a lot longer for you to get. You can't go out where there's no cars because then you might get stuck.
Yeah, because we said I think an hour, right? They can only go an hour on a tank, which is crazy. Yeah,
that's how bad the gas is. Yeah. So you better go to a Shell.
Get that V power. Get that good gas. We got Derpy in the house. What's up,
Derpy?
But yeah, but yeah. So once they get into Kansas, into the city, yeah, man, that's when the episode really starts.
Yeah,
all the madness, and they meet the hunters. And what was her name? The chick from 2.5 Men. I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
that's where I remember she's from. She was a badass. She was. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, she was.
It was interesting seeing her because you used to her being this nice, almost overly nice type of person. And then seeing her in that episode was, I mean, when she the doctor in the cell, and she's like, I birthed you. I was the one who made you, who birthed you, and your brother. So I don't understand why you think that I would have anything to do with it.
Yeah, Kathleen,
yeah. I thought that was really interesting. And then the fact that she's like, she walked outside. Do you think they need a doctor? And she's like, no, they're going to die anyway. So, okay. And then she just walked back in with the gun and shot him in the head and then walked away. It's like cold-blooded.
Oh, yeah.
So she's a brand new character to the show, but it's saying fans will likely recognize her from her role as Shauna in the HBO series Yellow Jackets. So that's who she played.
Oh, yeah, she sure is on Yellow Jackets. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess Kathleen is a new character, brand new, just made.
Yeah, but she's like the face of the militia.
Yeah, yeah. Which is weird because like you have dude that's all bearded up and guns and armor and knives.
What's his name? It's Perry, right? Perry.
Yeah.
But so he was part of the military, part of it, and then she led the revolt with her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Led the revolt, and then they all follow her because he follows her. Like literally, if he changes allegiance, they will all change allegiance. But they follow him, and he follows her. And that's how it works. And they're probably all afraid of her because she's cold-blooded.
Yeah. I think but she has nothing. I don't know the whole. I want to know more about that whole Henry and what happened with her brother and stuff like that, which I think we might get in the next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be good. Also, real quick, I just saw this. So Jeffrey Price is the guy who played Perry. The guy with the big beard and everything. Yep. He actually voiced Tommy in the original video game. So
which is awesome.
Yeah.
I remember reading about that earlier.
He said, yeah, it's like this is a big leap from Tommy.
Oh, did he?
To this, yeah. Because afterwards, he was like, "This is a big leap from Tommy to get here." Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty awesome. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what do you guys think about this militia? Them just like knocking down doors and like terrorizing their little town, I guess. Yeah.
What do you think, B? I'll let you go first.
Yeah. With them, that was That was nuts. That's pretty much the only. That's really the only. I think that's the most apt description. Yeah, that was crazy.
I thought the fact that Joel made another mistake and only saw two of those guys and then see the third guy and putting Ellie in that situation where she had to do something to save him, and then her pulling out that gun and shooting the guy, and him feeling the guilt, so much guilt that you are a little girl, you shouldn't have to be dealing with this, and then that her admitting, say, this is not my first time using a gun. I thought that was huge. I thought that was special. And then he turned around and showed her how to use a gun properly. And he let her have the gun. And I think more than the jokes, more than all the spending time together, that was when he started to really relate to her, because he realizes that little girl is him. They're the same damn person.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I thought that was huge.
Yeah. But also seeing like she's still a kid. Like he's like, you shouldn't be dealing with this. Granted, it's surrounded by her. It's just it's the only life she knows, and he's still like, you shouldn't be dealing with this. So that he still has that empathy and understanding, and that father, like that paternal kind of feeling. It's like of like protecting. Not maybe not physically protecting, but at that point it's emotionally trying to protect a child. So
he tried to do that when they were walking past the graveyard. He saw all the corpses and everything. He was trying like, no, we're going to go over here. You keep your eyes closed. And she did. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right.
Yeah. He's like, I can't whoop you because you're not my kid, but go ahead, go look.
Don't call me when you got nightmares. And but the other thing was when Ellie, so when she did it and she went back through the wall and that tear that came out, it was like the first time she allowed herself to be a kid, but instantly she wipes the tear away and she's back to being that outward, that facade that she puts up, that wall that she puts up, to pretend like she's more than she is. I see that and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what little teenage girls do. I think that was good acting. Remembering those type of things, those are small things, small details that if someone that knows a teenager sees it, immediately understands what's going on and feels that.
Yeah. I mean, both Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, they're great, and then together are great. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you get that from working on Game of Thrones? Like, because both of their characters in Game of Thrones were badasses. Until, well, at least Pedro's character got a little cocky. But Bella's character, she went down fighting like a badass. So I mean, they're just great actors. So you get good performances with stuff like that. Even if she's fairly young.
Were you guys surprised that Joel didn't he knew that he can't hear out of his right ear, that he was so comfortable with Ellie that night that he rolled over on his left ear to face her and didn't hear them break it in? Because I mean, we saw in the woods when they're in the middle of everywhere, he was up. No, nothing was going on. He's staying awake. He's seeing everything that's going on. He was starting to get so comfortable. His guard got let down so much that happened again. And it seems like every episode, all the problems that they're having is because of Joel not being who he normally is.
Yeah. I mean, when you have to be on your guard 24/7, as soon as you put your guard down, that's when the shit happens, I guess. But
he doesn't put his guard down usually. He didn't put his guard down with Tess. He never told her how he felt about her. Never put his guard down. And this little girl comes in and he's immediately doing that. Is that going to play another character or another thing in this? Because I see it happening. I can see him even admit to himself, every time I have to deal with her, if I let her in, I'm putting her at danger, and then it prolongs their connection. It prolongs like him letting her in fully. Like he keeps her arm distance because this is what I have to do to keep her safe.
Yeah. I think it might be just a constant battle between opening up too much and then pushing away. I don't know. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of we're going to see more of that. Well, we did see more of that develop as the episode kind of progressed, but I think that's going to be the emotional core of the series, just like the games were. I think we're gonna see a lot more of that develop over time. Probably with the next episode, and obviously beyond that. But I always knew that was coming. I was interested to see how they approach it, how they pull it off, and they're doing it in a way that really seems kind of organic and instrumental to the plot in driving the plot forward. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys expect because that kind of we're coming to the end of it. Expect what's his name? Henry and Sam. And then it just ended. It just ended. Like here they are, and then you get 5 seconds of them, and then boom, cut it. I think this was the shortest episode so far. I think this was 45 minutes.
Wasn't that 50 minutes? No, it was 52 minutes with the whole
with the
credits.
Yeah, but this one was the shortest episode so far.
I thought that was a great way to introduce them at the very end. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The way they handled that was great.
Isn't that kind of what I thought was going to happen? My only problem was like that he just let his guard down so much, but I kind of expected them when they woke up that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then again, I also expect Joel to just snatch the gun from their hand. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Give me that. What's wrong with you? Get over there.
I expect them to like sleep with the gun, like literally, like just like sleeping with it, But it was good. Also, I just loved how it was like them joking and laughing, and then it's like instant attitude tone change to like seriousness, like oh crap. So it's like you just as a viewer, you're like, oh, you're laughing because they're laughing. She said a stupid joke, and then you're like,
we let our own.
You're like, oh, yeah. Like as a viewer, you kind of like get relaxed, and then boom, it hits you with like guns pointing at their heads. So that was a well done ending.
But also, the way they did it in the with the militia, or whatever. And seeing the pictures of them and seeing themselves as superheroes and seeing dressed up and everything kind of just desensitized me. I was less worried because when I saw that I was like, oh yeah, I know what's going on. And even as long as it's not like a group of people and Joel we trust.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm just like, he'll be all right.
They'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm super excited for Friday now. Yeah,
absolutely.
We don't have to wait a whole week. But on the flip side, we have to wait longer than a week for episode 6.
That's true.
There's that.
I was actually getting upset. I remember at the end of the episode, I was like, man, I really would like to do a whole dump and just dump all these episodes, like so I could just really just watch everything. I understand why they're not doing it, but I'm selfish and I want to enjoy it. I want more.
Yeah. Although there's certain, like I know I said before, there's certain shows I don't mind when they drop it all at once. A show like this, I like that they do weekly just because it doesn't spoil it for everybody, because you're going to have like, a bunch of people watch it all in one day. And then, then the ending spoiled, on day 2, and like, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, So at least this way, it's like, all right, an hour a week, and then we're all kind of on the same page, and you get a week to kind of catch up if you haven't missed, stuff like that. But other stuff, I don't mind binging. I think like Bad Batch should definitely be a binge show. I like Last of Us as weekly.
I understand, but it's so good.
Yeah, I want more.
I want to see the next thing. Man, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of each episode, you're like,
got a little bit more of that Last of Us, guys.
Exactly.
I'm looking at HBO like, is there anything else that I might be able to watch? Talk about this episode.
You got like an HBO Max Plus where I can like subscribe. You give me more episodes.
Give me 10 more minutes. That's all I'm asking for. Just 10.
So here's Henry and Sam, the actors that portray him.
Oh man, look at that smile. Ugh.
I know, man.
Yeah,
I think this is his like first actual like acting gig too. So, yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. He's young. He's like 28.
So. But that's a good age though.
Yeah, and then that's how he looks in the game. That's Henry in the game. So.
Oh boy, that storyline! Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. I'm not ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm
coming in on we come up.
Yeah, it made me cry. You know what? I think this is a good way to end this talk about the episode. So Knox asked us, "What are your favorite episodes in order?" So hers are episode 3, 4, 1, and 2.
Okay.
What about you guys? Go ahead, Brandon.
I'd probably say 1, 4, 2, and 3.
Wow, really? Yeah.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. My favorite is definitely 3. I thought 3 was the best I've seen, and then it might be the best episode I've seen of any series. Then 1, the way they introduced it, I love the 1, so I'm gonna go 3, 1, 4, 2. 2, 4. I'm gonna go 3, 1, 2, 4. 3, 1, 2, 4.
Because that was gonna be mine. Just because episode 2 had the intro in the beginning as well. With the in Indonesia, where they first like kind of see the virus itself, and it freaks out the doctor. That was great. And then the whole test, part of it all.
Something that sticks with me.
I go 3, 4, 2. No, 3, 1, 2, 4. That's mine. But honestly, man, they're all so good.
I like all.
They're all great.
It's like
that was kind of hard to. That was kind of hard for. Yeah, that was hard for me to say because I like them all. I like each episode. So, it's not a fair question.
It's a good question, Knox. But not fair. It's like you said, like Brian said, it's like, which is your favorite kid? Like this. I love you all differently for different reasons. Xavier, 3, 1, 2, 4. Yeah. Because 4 was good. I liked 4, but I feel like 4 is only part 1. I feel like episode 5 it'll be the continuation. Like 4 and 5 is one storyline. Like episode 1 it was its own story. Episode 2 was its own story. 3 was its own story. But 4 and 5 I think might be one combined story.
I'll say 4 is the first time where I actually had problems with the plot, and that's why I put 4 at the end.
I can see that.
And 2 had too many things that I thought that were important. 1 is the introduction was amazing, and to the point where I was like, I cannot wait next week. I can skip through the whole week. Just give me that. And then 3, just like dude, it was special. That's a special episode. They did a wonderful job.
Yeah. 100%. I know we were on House of Nerd show on Saturday. We were talking James Gunn and stuff, and this came up, and Sergio, said he didn't care for episode 3. Not for the reasons other people are saying. He just said like he didn't like the portrayal of Nick Offerman and stuff like that. So his was actual criticism. It wasn't review bombing, which is that's fine. That's legit. If you like have actual problems with the story or the issue stuff.
He thought that they didn't have a real connection. He was like, I felt like they were acting at the connection. It didn't feel like, because when you compare it to an Interview with a Vampire, that connection you could feel, it was palpable. You could tell is there.
Yeah.
And he just said he didn't have that same feeling. But I'm saying you had episodes to feel that. This was all done in one episode, and it's only a third, 2/3 of the episode. You had to do all that within 2/3, and I thought that capturing that was going to be difficult anyway. And I think they did a good job, personally.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing is like I think if you actually have actual criticism about it, whether it be good or bad, I think it's always up for a good discussion, you know, but saying, you know, like this sucks because blah, 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 you know, like it's not like a stupid reason, you know, like I know I always hate using the word woke because it's like a hijacked word now, but you know, when people use that for a reason,
it's so tossed around everywhere.
Yeah. So, you know, but that's always the reason, like, oh, it's too woke. Like, no, shut up. Like, you know, like, so, but yeah. And then last one, I think Joel and Ellie moments just
shown for me.
Shown for me. Yeah. Everything else is background noise.
I totally understand exactly what she's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and this episode had that. I mean, you really started to feel. You could feel their relationship growing.
The
you
connection.
See it, and you saw it. And, you know, and you see them opening their walls coming down and really starting to care for each other. And you can see it happening in a relationship, and that's hard to do too. But once again, it's easy to do if you do it in more than one episode. And doing it in one episode, it's hard to make you care about a character.
Yeah. This is just a start, I think, for their connection for sure. Yeah, true. I hear woke or pandering, my brain turns off. Yeah, pretty much. Like, what you say is invalid. I'm done.
I want to look at this butterfly over here.
But anything else, guys, for episode 4? I know we're hyped for episode 5, but
pretty much it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride. I even enjoyed being able to criticize because they're doing such a good job. They're literally doing a wonderful job. So I'm enjoying to be able to even say something negative about it because they've done so many positive things. You know, it's good to be able to critique something. Like, man, what do you think of the episode? It was great.
It was the best episode I've seen on TV in
years. Saying it every week, like, all right.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like, you know, I think a lot of TV and just stories in general are going to have parts where things are going to happen that don't make sense, but you need to happen just to move the story along. Yep. And obviously, you know, them going into the middle of the city was that. But
and they use Kansas City because it makes sense with the landscape of Canada.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I think we all enjoyed the episode. I think we all enjoyed it. And episode 5, like I said, we are getting that Friday. So it doesn't have to fight against Super Bowl. I think I put something on Facebook. I was like, Pedro Pascal can, you know, kill zombies and you know, run kids around the country in space and save Star Wars, but can't fight Super Bowl. Can't fight the Super Bowl.
You can't kill the Super Bowl. Well,
they did the right thing.
Yeah,
100%.
There's nothing else you can do with it.
100%. But excuse me, man. But cool. That is it for our breakdown, review, recap, whatever you want to call it, for episode 4 of The Last of Us. We're definitely gonna come back and do episode 5 either next week or maybe a little bit eurlier because we are getting the episode earlier. But we'll see. There's a lot of stuff happening this weekend.
I don't know if I can wait, man. I don't know. We might have to figure something out.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. But that's it for this episode. If you're watching live, stick around. But if you're watching on replay, we want to say thank you. We appreciate it. You're getting us more subscribers. We appreciate all you subscribers and everyone in chat always hanging out with us. We love you all. Appreciate it. But make sure you hit that sub button, share, let other people know. Come check out Spoiler Kings and hit that like button. You know, it helps YouTube kind of spread us around as well to all the other viewers. But but thank you guys, and we will see you in the next video.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.